All right, you're looking at 4 metal detectors that we're going to be running a head-to-head competition on. And they're all, I'd say, fairly close to the same price range other than the Tesoro Vaquero. Every one of these on eBay you can probably pick up for around $4.50 used. We got the F19 on the left, and then the Nokta Force Core. Might be hard to find it used for $4.50, but they are there. And then Garrett AT Pros around, I'd say you can pick it up all day for $4.50 or less on eBay. And the Tesoro, when they are on eBay, they're probably running $250. Now I'm only throwing this Tesoro in just because I have it, you know. And as far as all the goodies these other ones have, I don't think it'll hold up, but we're going to have it on there just for a good comparison. So let me run down what settings I'm going to have, and then we're going to hurry up and get up there and start going. Actually, before the settings, I am running with the stock coils on all these, from the Tesoro, the Garrett AT Pro, the Nokta Force Cores stock coil, and the Fisher does have the smallest coil out of all of them, but that's what comes with this F19. So you can get bigger, smaller coils, and let's go ahead and start looking at settings here. All right, for the Fisher, I'm going to be running the gain all the way up, and I'm not going to be blocking anything out. We're going to pull everything in, and we'll be able to read the screen with this camera I got strapped to my chest. Should be able to see it pretty good, and basically wide open. Nokta, we are going to be running with DI3 sensitivity cranked, an ID mask down to 10, and I'm going to run with ground tracking on. Now the Garrett AT Pro, we're going to run in standard 0 mode and blocking absolutely nothing out, and have iron audio on. Pick everything up, and sensitivity, I'm going to try to run that at full sensitivity, and then we'll, you know, have it manually ground balanced. Now, like I said, the Tesoro Vaquero, I'm going to be running the discrimination probably around pull tabs. I might go up and down with this and the other ones on certain tests. The reason why I have to turn this down a little bit is basically a beep and dig. So if I turn it all the way down to iron, it'll pull everything up. If I were to get to, say, a deep quarter and it's coming up as iron, and I got discrimination all the way down, you're not going to be able to tell it because it has no meters or anything to do it. But I'm going to run sensitivity as high as I can, and probably back off a little bit so it's stable. Threshold, probably a little bit of high hum. And then one thing I am going to do is run this, ground balance it, and I'll run it 1/4 turn negative, which does produce some more chatter. That's the Tesoro. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're up at my test bed. We're going to cover a few targets here for depth, separation, and recovery, and then we'll move down to some small targets. First up is the F19 with the settings I had said. This here is a 4-inch quarter. No problem. All right, right here's the Garrett AT Pro. Start the same test out. 25-cent piece, 4 inches deep. 87 to 89. Nokta Force Core, 4-inch deep quarter. Coming up good, 93, 92. Tesoro Vaquero, I'm running discrimination just above tab. Easy, 4-inch quarter. I'm going to run discrimination all the way up. F19, 7-inch quarter. It's hitting it. AT Pro, 25-cent piece, 7 inches deep. Once in a while, one direction's hitting lower conductive, but it's hitting it the other way. Nokta Force Core 7-inch deep quarter. 92, 94. Vaquero 7-inch deep quarter. Hits it. F19, a 10-inch quarter. You can hear it squeaking, but it just isn't coming up. AT Pro with a quarter that is 10 inches deep. So reading it up as pretty much iron. Like once in a while it bounces up to 53. For the most part, saying it's iron. Nokta Force Core 10-inch deep quarter. Hitting it, 89, 90s. Vaquero 10-inch deep quarter. Hits it. F19, a 8-inch deep dime. Notice it's coming up on the screen as an 81. You can barely hear it, but it's hitting it. AT Pro with a dime 8 inches deep. Reading up in the low iron, once in a while it does bounce up. Generally though, it's saying it's iron. Nokta Force Core 8-inch deep dime. Hitting 86, gone up into the 90s. Vaquero 8-inch deep dime. Hits it, discrimination all the way up. F19 with an 8-inch deep nickel. Saying it's there. Them nickels will read higher due to how deep they are. AT Pro with a nickel that's 8 inches deep. Doing a good job there for the most part. Nokta Force Core 8-inch deep nickel. Reading into the 80s and 90s. It's picking it up good. Like I said, some detectors shows up as a deep target. Vaquero 8-inch deep nickel. Hitting it. F19 with a copper penny at 2 inches. Comes up at 82, 83. Now the zinc penny on the F19. 78. Good discrimination there between the two. AT Pro with a copper penny, 2 inches deep. 81, 82. AT Pro with a zinc penny, 2 inches deep. Coming up at 75. Good discrimination there between the two. Nokta Force Core, copper penny, 2 inches deep. Solid 85. Nokta Force Core, zinc penny, 82, sometimes 83. The Vaquero with a 2-inch deep copper penny, loud as heck. Vaquero with the zinc penny, discrimination's up, does a good job of blocking the zinc out. Turn the discrimination down a little, back up. Good job there. F19 with a 6-inch deep small silver ring. Not hitting it. AT Pro with a silver ring, 6 inches deep. Saying it's there, but it's bouncing all over. Got a 28. It hits it one way and the other it don't. Whether you dig that or not, I don't know. Nocta-Force core, 6-inch deep silver dime. Doing good there. 95, 96. Tesoro, discrimination all the way up. 6-inch deep silver ring. Hits it. F19 with a 11-inch deep Morgan dollar. It's not coming up on the screen. AT Pro with a silver dollar, 11 inches deep. Hitting it. For the most part, saying you're at a iron, but hits one way and not the other. Pretty good though. Nocta-Force core, 11-inch deep silver dollar. Hitting it good. The Tesoro Vaquero, 11-inch deep silver dollar. No problem. F19 with a 15-inch deep brass candle holder. Nothing. AT Pro with a brass candle holder, 15 inches deep. Pinpoint, nothing. Nocta-Force core, 15-inch deep candle holder, brass. Hitting it one way, reading a 98. Tesoro Vaquero, 15-inch deep brass candle holder. Discrimination is all the way up right now. I would almost call that phenomenal. F19 with a 10-cent piece, 4 inches deep with 2 rusty nails above it. Can't pull it out of the iron. AT Pro with a dime, 2 inches deep with 2 rusty nails, or 4 inches deep with 2 rusty nails on it. Saying it's iron. Nocta-Force core with 4-inch deep dime, 2 rusty nails. It's almost trying to pull it out of there. You're hitting a low numbers and then it bounces into the 80s and 90s. There's a 80 there. Tell there's something weird going on. Tesoro Vaquero with a 10-cent piece, 4 inches deep, 2 rusty nails, discrimination up. Huh. I'd say that's hitting it. This is a recovery test for the F19. There are a 1 cent, a 5 cent, and a 10-cent piece, 4 inches deep, 2 inches apart. Not too bad for recovery. That's about as fast as you want to swing. Go real fast, it loses it, but pretty good there. AT Pro with the recovery test of a 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 4 inches deep, 2 inches apart. It's hits the nickel if you go fast. Slow down, Missing that dime if you speed up a little bit. Note the force core recovery test. 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 4 inches deep, 2 inches apart. That's about as fast as I can swing that thing. That is wicked fast. Tesoro Vaquero with a 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 4 inches deep, 2 inches apart, discrimination or recovery test. I have to turn discrimination down. Not too bad on recovery. That's pretty fast. Not too bad at all. Now the F19 with a quarter, that's a full 12 inches deep. It's not there. Pinpoint. Showing it. AT Pro with a quarter, 12 inches deep. Saying it's iron when it does hit. Pinpoint. Nothing. Nocta Force core, 12-inch deep quarter. Pinpoint. It's not hitting it. Tesoro Vaquero, 12-inch deep quarter. Discrimination all the way up. It's hitting it with discrimination all the way up. Alright, that's the end of this test. The person would have to decide for themselves which is best. There's numerous things when you're metal detecting that make a detector good or bad. And separation, recovery speed, of course depth, portability, battery life, you name it. And I've never run across one detector that does everything better than any of the other ones. But I have to admit, the force core does impress me. You put the big giant coil on it, it'll go as deep as the Vaquero, and the recovery speed on it's phenomenal. But then you take the Vaquero, it's light as a feather, and I run that usually sitting in my car or my trunk in case I got time to metal detect somewhere. And I abuse the living hell out of it, and it's a very reliable, as you can see, a very, very deep machine. And the Garrett, not a lot of use in it, but pretty much think I've running it at its full capabilities. It hurts without all metal mode. All around, it's an okay detector. Fisher F19. That smaller coil on there hurts the depth, but it sure does love gold. I mean, that thing will pick up that gold from a long ways away, and maybe that's for that higher frequency, I guess. So, all in all, there you go. I have a lot of other videos on metal detectors. You go ahead and check them out. If you got offer any suggestions, I'm open to anything. If I'm doing something wrong, let me know.